You can access those notes at the end of class for you to go over. Very good, Chancy. For you to go over, you can access at the end of class. And also there'll be a recording available that you can use on top of that. So I do not know if you have any question that you would like to ask me. Will you please do so before I continue with the class? So no questions? One, I saw that you have your hands still raised up. Do you have a question for me? One, Manuel? Okay, now Giovanni. Giovanni, you have a question for me? So Giovanni, can you put your hands down? I will answer the question after class. Okay, Valeria? There's a system on Blackboard Collaborate. Once you finish, you give me the list of everybody that attend. Did I answer your question, Jonathan? Okay, perfect. You're welcome. So let's talk about hypothesis testing. Okay. By now, so Giovanni, you don't need to hear everything. I just mute most people. So if you want to speak, you can just unmute yourself. Jency, I answered this question last week. Then the review session, but you're welcome to stay after class. Once I finish, you can I can answer this question for you. Okay, Jency? Any questions? You can answer after class. Let me do over that so we can make sure that we finish. We cover what we're supposed to cover for today. Okay. So what we call hypothesis testing. Okay. Before you do hypothesis testing, we need to along our issue. You guys need to remember something called significance level, which is alpha. Okay. I background noise, but no one is talking. I'll give you a minute for those of you can hear me. Okay, let's keep working. So as of now, you should know what you call the alpha, and also something called central limit theorem. Okay. For the central limit theorem, the formula that goes to the central limit theorem is Z is equal to X bar minus the mean over sigma over square root of n. So is this formula new to you guys? So it's not new. And at the same time, you need to know something called a bell curve. It goes like this. The bell curve, something like that. I can call this one A, for example. Okay. And also you need to call something, you need to remember something called you need to have a table with you, something called the Z table. I don't know if you guys have it, but if you don't have it, it's available for you online for you to print. And I did give you some of the some as well in class. So this is the same table that we're gonna be using, which is called the Z table. Okay. So the goal of the hypothesis testing is mainly to understand the true value of a population parameter. That's the goal. Okay. Population parameter can be the mean, proportion, variance, etc. or standard deviation, whatever it is. Okay. But right now we're gonna be focusing only on basics of the mean and the proportion. Okay, for this class for now. So how many of you can hear me? I mean, let me do a double check. Hold on. Can you hear me? Hold on, I'll do a small survey to see how many doesn't hear me. So the majority of you are able to hear me, and then I got 5 people who have no response. So I think you guys need to check your settings. Let me just type it out. Check your settings. So that's where you can fix it. Okay. Which okay. So very good, Mauricio. So what I want to talk about is, yes, let's keep working. Before we continue about hypothesis testing, there's something called a claim. I don't know if anybody can know what a claim is. So a claim, in fact, a claim is something that can be forced, is a statement that can be forced. Are you okay, Kevin? Okay then. So a claim is something that can be false or that can be true. You got two options for the claim. All right. Okay. So I said some of you are still having problem with the setting. Anyway, we're gonna keep working. So the claim can be either be true or can be false. All right. So what I want to do now, for those of you that can hear me, I'm gonna show you a couple videos, and the goal is to figure out what the claim will be. Okay. So I'm gonna stop the sharing the lesson for a minute. I'll stop it. Then what I'll do, I'm gonna go show you a couple videos, so you can probably have an idea about it. Okay. So give me 1 minute until I set up my stuff. Okay, so let me just go to the videos.
You can't always.
Wait a minute, okay? I'm just setting up everything.
Plan when you'll need a gun. Rational gun owners carry not because it's a weapon, but because it's a shield. They do this even when most options to carry a gun can be inconvenient, uncomfortable, or difficult to conceal. At Urban Carry,
aside from stocking shelves during the busy holiday shopping.
Hold on, I'm gonna put the video for you now. Share from.
During the busy holiday shopping season, many businesses are also beefing up security to curb shoplifting. Our family says last week a Winnipeg security officer went too far, falsely accusing a 7-year-old of stealing a keychain. CTV's Imad Agahi joins us in studio now with more. Imad, what exactly happened?
Well, Renee, Chloe Stewart says her favorite thing about the holidays used to be gift shopping with her parents and her older sister. But after what happened to her while shopping at an Ardennes store this Christmas, she was humiliated and just wanted to go home. Chloe Stewart is in good spirits now, but this holiday season is one she and her family will remember for all the wrong reasons.
It was embarrassing. My daughter was almost in tears.
While Christmas shopping last week at an Ardennes retail store in Unicity, a security guard accused 7-year-old Chloe of stealing a keychain. What did you tell them?
That I didn't take anything, and that I would never take anything from the store or steal anything.
She says the security guard made her empty her pockets in public.
But there wasn't anything in there.
This Winnipeg lawyer says, guilty or not, a child should never be confronted out in the open.
At that point in time, it really should be something that the loss prevention officer deals with by approaching the parent, talking with the parent, and then having the parent talk with their child.
Joshua Rogala also says under the Criminal Code of Canada, a person cannot be accused of stealing before actually leaving the store with an item they didn't purchase.
Just because someone has an object in their possession in their pockets and they're wandering around the store doesn't mean that they had the intention to commit a theft.
The security company hired by Ardennes says the situation wasn't handled correctly and it has apologized to the family. In an email to Chloe's mom, Sarah Meaches, Neptune Security writes, the guard in question handled this incident wrong, and he has been taken out of the store and has been reassigned to sites not in the public. Ardennes writes to CTV, the company sincerely regrets the recent event that transpired and wishes to convey that the incident is in no way a reflection of Ardennes' culture or policies regarding our customer care.
Didn't feel welcome in the store, and it was just something that I hope never happens to her again.
I told her she did nothing wrong. And I'm sorry that happened to you.
According According to Joshua Regel, the lawyer we spoke to, under the criminal code, a loss prevention officer cannot search a customer, or in this case, demand a customer to empty their pockets. If that officer can prove someone has taken the object and walked out of the store, then a loss prevention officer can apprehend the person and call police.
So, Ahmad, the little girl in this story, how is she handling all of this?
Well, Renee, according to her mother, Chloe is still shaken by this and shy to go shopping. She, however, is happy to prove that she didn't take anything and that it was all a mistake.
Okay, thank you, Ahmad.
So guys, can you guys answer this question? Okay, so most of you got it right. So you show that the girl was the claim was she was stealing something. She was shoplifting or selling something in the store. That was the claim. But I want to ask you guys: is that claim true or false in that case, in that situation? Is it true or false? So that was the first claim, right? So you prove that it was false. That's a good thing. Thank you for the responses. So let me show you another video now. So probably if I show, let me see another video that can probably give another idea. You're gonna be doing the same thing. You're gonna try to figure out what is the claim and that situation as well. Hold on, let me just share it with you. Okay, guys, try to answer this question. Okay. So most of you already noticed that this is the claim. The baby is a criminal. All right. So that the other question I want to ask you is: this claim true or false? They're very good. It was if you got it right. So as you can see, a claim is something that can either be true or false. Okay. So it's also depend on what we say. So it can be true or it can be false. All right. So let me go back to lecture note that you can see what I'm talking about now. Where are you? So yes, the claim can be a true or false, just like we said earlier today. Okay. So that's what happened. Now, based that whenever you have the claim, so what we're gonna be doing, the goal of the goal of the hypothesis testing, in fact, is to evaluate a claim using mathematics. We're gonna use math to evaluate a claim. Once you do that test, you're gonna either reject or support the claim. Okay, that's what we're gonna be doing. You're gonna either reject the claim or support the claim. So, but before I keep going, there's something that's very important to understand. Our goal, in fact, is to get a better idea of the population. Okay, so therefore, if the sigma is unknown, we're gonna have to use something called the t-distribution. We didn't see that in class, so we're not gonna talk about this one. If the sigma is known, we're gonna use the z-distribution table. Okay, in fact, another term at the same time, I think I spoke to you in class and said that if also n is greater or equal than 30, then also you can use the z-distribution as well with the same class. Okay, I mean the z-distribution or the z-table, that's the same thing. Okay, so the idea is to, again, is to understand a property of the population. So what we're going to be doing over here is to set up something called the hypothesis. So because a claim can be true or false, so we got two outcomes for a claim. It can be true, okay, it can be false. So because you got two outcomes, whenever you set up your hypothesis testing, you need also to have two outcomes, which is gonna be a null hypothesis or an alternative hypothesis. Okay, so for the null hypothesis, the symbol that will present in our hypothesis is this one called HO. For the alternative hypothesis, is something called H1. In fact, HO only accept equalities such as less than equal to, or greater or equal to. While H1 only accept inequalities such as less than, not equal to, and greater than. Okay, for example, if I say mu, the mean of something is greater than 30, that's my claim. Suppose this is my claim. My claim that is the mean of something is more than 30. Okay, so I will set up the hypothesis. I'll do it that way. I will say H0 or H sub 0 and H1 because you got two outcomes. So where do you think I will put the claim? In H1 or HO? Where do you guys think I will put the claim? With H1 or with HO? With H1, you guys are correct. Because H1 has a inequality on it, so I'm putting mu is greater than 30. Okay, mu is greater than 30. A minute. And then the opposite of greater than is gonna be less or equal to 30. Okay, that's how you set up the hypothesis. Are you guys with me? Perfect. I see the yep. So the next thing we're gonna do, suppose I give you a following claim. I put for example, let me see. Just see where is that? Suppose I put something like this. I put P is equal to 0.5. That's my claim. The proportion of something is equal to 0.5. This is my claim. So if I set up the hypothesis for it, I can say something like this. HO, H1, so in this case, where do you think I should put the P equal to 0? With HO, because HO only accept equalities. So therefore here I'll put P is equal to 0.5. And over there I'll put the opposite at the bottom. Okay. So as you can see, the claim, this even on the given claim, then you can set up the hypothesis. All right. Now, I have to point out something that is very important to know. You just put it in a different color, green. For this one right here, we have a way of writing down. For mu is equal, for mu greater than 30, you can also use, this is also an acceptable way of writing it down. Is this one right here. So as you can see, we do have H1. I'm trying to express the claim again. This one right here. And HO. You can have mu is greater than 30. And at the same time, you can also have mu is equal to 30. It's also and that's still a problem. This is also an acceptable way of writing the thing that's I put in the red box, not red box, and inside the blue box. Okay, that's also another way of writing the same thing. Does anybody have any question about that? No questions? I'm not talking now, so you can wait for me until I speak. So I'm waiting for the poll to be finished. Claudia, I cannot spend you after class is over because I need to keep going with the curriculum, okay? Did I answer a question, Claudia? You can see me after class is over. So now, let me just show you the responses. So probably you need to check your use Chrome. Okay, I notice that most of you understand the idea being the H1 and HO, okay? So the only thing is that when you have a claim can be true or false. So for us to translate into math, we need to use the idea of null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Okay? That's how we translate the same idea into Chrome. I mean, I'm sorry, no, I'm reading Chrome, I'm sorry. Kevin got into saying, okay. You translate the idea into, the idea of true or false is translate and math into the null or alternative hypothesis. Okay, it's the same idea of true or false. We have two outcomes, either you true, either in the truth or either in the lie. So in math, it's called the null hypothesis or the alternative hypothesis. Okay, it's depending of what you're saying. You always can have two outcomes. Whenever you make a claim, it's gonna have two outcomes into it. Just like I showed you the videos earlier today, some claims were given, they can either be true or false. In those cases, one were completely false, the other one were completely true. Okay, so now see that most of you understand that of H1 and HO. What I want to talk about is this one. Depending on HO, I'm sorry, depending on H1, let me just go back again. I'm my page here. Depending on H1, there's something called a p-value. The p-value is assumed to be as extreme as possible. Okay, it has to be as extreme as possible. All right. So it is expressed as follow. So what you do, depending on H1, again, depending on H1, we look at H1 only. Okay, if in H1 you have the following symbol, which is less than. Okay, the bear shape that corresponds to it is going to be on the left side. For example, this is like I will call it A, for example. That's the bear shape. Using the bear shape, that's the shaded area will be A, for example. Therefore, your p-value would be equal to A. In that case, it's called a one-tail. This is called a one-tail. Most especially because on the left side, you say left tail. If for H1, you have the not equal symbol, so the bear shape that corresponds has two sides. I will call this the first side, I will call it A over 2. A over 2. And the other side is also called A over 2. Okay. Therefore, the p-value will be equal to twice the amount of A. And then as expected, if you have the greater than for H1, therefore that will be A. And then the p-value is equal to A, and then you also have a one tail. The way we differentiate this, the one tails is that we said for this one it's going to call a right tail, and the other one is called a left tail. Okay, the one in the middle is called a two tail. Any questions so far? So if you have a question, can you please raise your hand and or speak to me so I can answer the question. Go ahead, Letitia. You can speak to me. What happened? Can you speak to me, Letitia? So I can answer your question. Which part I need to explain? The last part? Okay, the last part. I say that if for the if you have the symbol less than, okay, it is called a left tail, right? It's a one tail because as you can see, looking at the shaded part and the bell shape is only shaded once. Therefore, you say that you have a one tail. And then if you have the greater than, it's also called a one tail. If you look at the shaded area, is you only happen once, and the bell shape is also called a one tail. The way we differentiate these tails, because one is greater than, the other one is less than, we call one. If it's greater than, we say we have a right tail, just like we have the right over here. If it's less than, we say we have a left tail. So how about it? Okay. If it's greater than, you say we have a left tail. All right. Let me give an example. Let me go over here for a bit. For the example that we have over here, with the p is equal to 0.5. Are you guys able to tell me what kind of tail we have here? Is it a one tail, two tail, left tail? What would you say? Why type your answer, guys? Anybody else? Yeah, it's a two tail. Very good. Thank you. So the reason why it's a two tail is because of that symbol that we have in H1 here. As you can see, H1 has a not equal to. We did say that on that graph, if you have a not equal to, and then this is called a two tail right here. You see the check mark is called a two tail. All right. Then what about the next one? What about this one? The one for the claim mu is greater than 30. What kind of 30 it is? Yes. Mariana say something. Yes. It's a right tail because it's a greater than. That'll be a right tail. Okay. It's a one tail, meaning a right tail. Perfect. Okay. So what we have here, this short while so I want you to keep in mind, I'll give a name to that specific figure. I call it figure 1.2. Make sure you have it with you. Okay. Whenever you're taking your quiz, whenever next time or so, whenever we go over the next sections. Okay. So I do have a couple stuff for you to read at the end of this section right here that I took online for you, so you can read them. Okay. But in the meantime, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to upload those notes for you online. I'm going to put them in on Blackboard for you right now, so you can access it. Okay. So I'm going to stop this one. Let me see. So let me just go and do it now, so you can have access to it. You can please let me know if you have it. Where is Blackboard? So let's go to course partition. Okay, give me a minute. I'm just putting it for you. Okay, guys. Okay, I just uploaded it for you, so you should be able to see it very well. So let me just show you where I put it so you can access it. What happened, Letitia? You have a question, Letitia? Okay, so let me show you how to where to look at it. Look for it. Just stop that. Share application window. Tab. So we are here right now. Then what you need to do is to go to course partition right here, and then go to class notes. It's gonna be right there. Okay, that's what the notes are for you to practice, to look at it, what we did today. If you for any reason you are unable to understand the notes, we do have a recording of this session available right here. If you click remote classroom again, okay, then you go click on those 3 bars over there, and then you go to recordings. There you're going to be able to see what we did today. Because you're doing on that specific session right now, it's not going to show up, but once class is over, it's going to be available. Okay, and then if you have question from last class as well, it's also available there for you. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have any question for me, but I'm gonna stop here and I will continue on Thursday. If you have question, please stay after that session is over, and then stay right now, and then I can answer your questions. Okay, the attendance will be taken directly from Blackboard. There's a way for me to just check who was here, who was not there. Okay. Yeah, my math lab is sort of worth more now, but it's mainly is your attendance that worth more. That is worth more, your attendance. So I will, if my lab is a problem, it will be dropped. If it causes you to fail the class, it's gonna be dropped. Okay, it's the same thing, just like I give you in the syllabus. You can go look at the service, exactly the same points, the same thing, but it's like 25%. So what happens is that if it's a problem, then it's gonna be dropped. Okay. No, the due date is not the same. You have, I did send you your new calendar that you can look at it. Okay, so I don't know if you are able to access it, Kevin. Check Blackboard so you can access the attendance. I mean, I'm sorry. So you can set the calendar. He gave you all the new dates and also email them to you. So Mauricio, I'm not able to check the hours now. At the end of the semester, I'll be able to request it from the MATLAB, and then that'll be it. So maybe you can start to try to speak to them as well if you want to know, but why not? I cannot do it now. At the end of the semester, I will request it. Okay, Mauricio? So Kevin, my MATLAB, which MATLAB are you talking about? The online assignments or the physical MATLAB? Can you speak to me instead? Okay, for Pearson. Pearson has two parts on it. We has part of just assignment, they're not graded. As you can see, if you look at it, it says not graded. And there are some part that are graded. Okay?
So it says not graded, the ones that say not graded, I don't need to do?
If you want to do them, you can do it, but it won't affect you anyway.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? And then that's it, guys. If you have any question, you can just go ahead and log out, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Okay? If you still have questions, I would stay here for a little while. You too, guys. Thank you.
Professor, so my MATLAB is from chapter 1 all the way to 11, the assignments, right?
My MATLAB?
Yes, on the Pearson.
Yeah, whatever you see, that's what you're gonna be doing. I would remove some of the stuff for you.
Okay, so we only do the assignments, right? Like,
yeah, just the assignments. Just the assignment.
Okay.
But what happens at the end of the semester, I will compare your MATLAB grades and your attendance grade. So I will keep the highest of the two.
Okay, so it's a mixture of both, right? For the 25%?
Yeah, but make sure you do your best. But if it's a problem, if MATLAB causing you to fail, I will drop it.
You will drop. Okay, I understand it. All right.
Okay.
All right, Professor. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
For manual that we mostly do the homework part. The interactive assignment they don't count. Okay, they do not count. It's for you to do. It's a guide that help you for you to do the homework. If you want to do it, it's okay as well. Did I answer your question, Sari?
Sir, so basically we don't really have to do my MATLAB homework if I haven't purchased the book?
If you have my MATLAB, it's better to do your best. Try to do the most that you can. But I'll look at that at the end of the semester if it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, but if I don't, can I just rely on the attendance?
Yeah, the attendance is there. Whenever I come here, you do the full hours with me, then you're gonna get good for attendance.
But my attendance will also cover my MATLAB, right?
As you can see, if you look at it carefully, and the syllabus, it give a grade for both my MATLAB and the Pearson.
Okay.
Yes, I say at the end of the semester, if the Pearson is causing a problem, it's like causing it to fail, then I will do something about it.
Okay.
Okay, because on the new syllabus that you put, it says that it's worth 25%.
It's not only my MATLAB, it's both the attendance and my MATLAB. They are together. And I don't know if you noticed that. And it didn't just say my MATLAB is worth 25%, right?
Yeah, I'll have to double check, but yeah.
Okay, let me show it to you. If you're gonna say it, let me show it to you. Hold on. So I'm gonna stop sharing that. Okay, I can do that. So if I go to class partition and I click on that, it's not sharing it. So hold on, let me just show it to you, okay? Give me a minute. Share application, Chrome. I don't know what is that. Class barboard. Okay. Oh, I'll go back to class again. So I'll show it to you right now. I got it. Share Chrome and then this one. You see it now? So right here, this is what we have. Okay. So homework and my MyMathLab together were 25%. Because of what happened right now with the situation that we have with the coronavirus, at the end of the semester, by after April the 29th, I will go ahead and see if my MyMathLab is causing a problem. I might drop it. But as of now, both homework and my MyMathLab are together. Okay. Jency, are you able to speak to me, Jency? Jency, are you able to speak to me? Okay, Jesse doesn't hear me probably. What about you, Nicole? You want to speak to me? Nicole, can you speak to me?
Sir, so just to make sure, I don't have my MyMathLab, so it's fine that I just rely on my attendance?
Yeah, rely on your attendance right now because at the end of the semester I might drop my MyMathLab. Okay, for now that's what I need to do. Okay, so
Yeah.
we don't want to put too much any pressure right now on anybody.
Yeah, the ones that have it, it's good that they do it so they also, they
Yeah,
work.
just in case they mess up something, they can replace something for them. So I will drop it just in case. Okay. For those of you like I'm gonna have to drop it. It's gonna show up as a 0, but I'm gonna have to drop it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So what about you, Nicole? Did I answer your question, Nicole? Your question is a bit more complicated. Can you go back, Nicole? So I don't hear Nicole. So any.
Venga.